What if everything you know about life is only scratching the surface? Imagine, for a moment, that the true purpose of your existence is hidden behind layers of science, philosophy, and ancient wisdom. Are you ready to dive into the deeper truths that define what life really is? Life is a journey that's measured by far more than time. There's new research that reveals life might be more interconnected with the universe than we think. Stay with us, because the next few minutes could reshape the way you view your very existence forever. Life, such a simple word, but it holds countless mysteries. From the evolution of species to the metaphysical debates about the meaning of our existence, life has been studied, discussed, and contemplated for millennia. The biological perspective. Biologists often define life by a few key criteria: the ability to grow, reproduce, maintain homeostasis, respond to stimuli, and eventually die. But that's just the basics. Did you know that recent studies reveal that there are over 8.7 million species on Earth, and we've only identified a fraction of them? According to a paper in Science, new estimates suggest that 86% of Earth's species are still undiscovered. What we know is just the tip of the iceberg. Quick tip: life is everywhere, even in extreme conditions like the deep sea or frozen tundras. But how does this relate to us? The philosophical concept of life. Beyond biology, the concept of life has captivated philosophers for thousands of years. Aristotle believed life was defined by a soul, but in the modern world, we wrestle with bigger questions. Why are we here? What is the purpose of life? The philosopher Thomas Nagel once asked, "What is it like to be a bat?" This quirky question reveals a deeper truth. Life is subjective, and our experiences shape our reality. Is your life defined by consciousness, or is it something more profound? The evolution of life. Life on Earth started approximately 3.8 billion years ago. Yet, it wasn't always the way we know it now. From single-celled organisms in the ocean to the evolution of complex species, life has been in constant transformation. In fact, according to the Journal of Evolutionary Biology, human evolution is still ongoing. With new discoveries like CRISPR technology, we might be on the verge of directing our own evolution. Can you imagine a future where life as we know it looks completely different? Speaking of evolution, here's a mind-blowing thought. Life may not be unique to Earth. Scientists have long been searching for extraterrestrial life, and recent research by NASA suggests that microbial life may exist on Mars. In fact, over 4,000 exoplanets have been discovered in the last decade alone. What if life isn't limited to Earth? Could our understanding of living be radically expanded in the coming years? The spiritual and metaphysical dimensions of life. From a spiritual perspective, many believe life transcends physical existence. In Hinduism, for example, life is viewed as a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, a concept known as samsara. The Bhagavad Gita teaches that life is eternal and the soul passes through different physical bodies. In contrast, many Western religious traditions view life as a one-time event with an afterlife. Life is divided into three parts: yourself, parents, and karmas. Out of 100% of life, if we divide it by 3, then the following ratio is obtained. Life equals 100 divided by 3, which is 33.33%. Yourself, 33.33%. Parents, 33.33%, with father and mother each contributing 16.665%. Karmas, 33.33%, with past life and present life each contributing 16.665%. Your present life karmas and karmas from past lives both affect you 33.33%. Your parents' karmas also affect you 33.33%, so the total is 66.66%. We only have 33.33% of our own, which we can call our will, our choices, ourselves, and so on. We are responsible for 33.33% of this, and the other 66.66% is up to bhagya, or fate. If you look at your past and present life, the 7th house governs your spouse. This means that your fate has already chosen who will be your life partner. The fate that your spouse brings with them is in the half that isn't filled. It has a direct effect on you since your first house is you. That's why 33.33% is in your hands, and 50%, her karma and you, is in the hands of your spouse, for a total of 83.33%. No matter what happens, your partner has the power to change your fate. This is why it's so important to find a good match before getting married. This person should be very careful because the seventh house is both the house of their partner and the house of their Kundalini Shakti. If this house is affected, it will affect many births to come. Karmas can be divided into three types. First is Sanchita Karma, the accumulated karma from all past lives. It's a cosmic library storing all our actions and their consequences. Second is Prarabdha Karma. It is the portion of Sanchita Karma that is destined to unfold in our current lifetime. It's like a pre-written script, but with some room for improvisation. Third is Kriyamana Karma, the actions we take in our present life that will shape our future. This is where we have the power to rewrite our destiny. These three concepts are interconnected and influence each other. Our current actions, Kriyamana Karma, can influence the unfolding of our predestined karma, Prarabdha Karma, and accumulate new karma for future lives, Sanchita Karma. Earth, which is the beginning of life, is the mother, and space, which is the end of life, is the father. Life is from beginning to end and everything in between. Life also means that of children. If either Prithvi, mother, or Akash Tattva, father, is out of balance, it affects the children in between and everything is out of balance. Shree Yantra is inside a person, not what most people think it is on the outside. It looks at gains from very large to very small. All of the parts of Kundli Bhavs are important. There are 4 triangles that point up and 5 triangles that point down. The person's soul is in the middle. You can feel grace moving from top to bottom here and your Kundalini Shakti rising from the bottom to the top of you. But because Shree Yantra is inside our bodies, it's not as simple as people think. There are total 33 triangles in the Shree Yantra, 8 petals and then 16 petals after that 2 rings and 3 borders. 33 triangles. This means we only have 33.33% control over our lives. 8 petals. This symbolizes the 8 chakras. 16 petals. This symbolizes the 16 kalas of the moon. 2 rings. The 2 rings are the boundaries of dharma and karma. 3 borders. Actually, it is Tridev, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Shree Yantra means a complete person. To become a whole person, one must first balance their Kundali. To do this, they must have full control over their gras. He has to open all 8 of his chakras after this process. This process can't end until the first one is cleared. After this, there are 16 kalas and he has to be master in those 16 kalas. The 16 kalas are Daya, compassion, Kshama, forgiveness, Dhairya, patience, Nyaya, justice, Nirpekshta, impartiality, Aparchita, insuperability, Tapasya, spiritual power, meditation, Danashil, giver, Saundaryama, real beauty, Nurityanjana, good dancer, Sangitajana, skilled musician, Netivadi, principle, Satyavadi, honest, Sarvangata, master of all art forms, Sarvanyanta, complete control. Lord Krishna was the master of these 16 kalas. Once you master these 16 kalas, you will reach the 2 limits of dharma and karma. The 3 borders, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, can only be reached by someone who is in charge of their karma and has a strong grip on dharma. This concept of Shree Yantra can be taught, be it's you who has to master it. Shree Yantra is not an instrument for attracting wealth and prosperity. Rather, it is an instrument for growing the wealth prosperity that you already have within you. The modern search for meaning. In our fast-paced, technology-driven world, we often struggle with existential questions. What truly makes life meaningful? According to a study published by the Journal of Positive Psychology, people who feel a sense of purpose in life report significantly higher levels of happiness. So whether your meaning comes from family, work, spirituality, or simply being present in the moment, one thing is clear: life is about much more than just survival. Remember, life is short, but it's full of possibilities. As philosopher Albert Camus once said, the literal meaning of life is whatever you're doing that prevents you from killing yourself. This might sound dark, but it's a reminder to focus on the present and what brings joy and purpose. Life is vast, intricate, and profoundly mysterious. We've explored everything from biology to philosophy, from the evolution of species to the possibility of extraterrestrial life. But in the end, the concept of life may just be what you make of it. So, what's your perspective? Let us know in the comments below. I may not reply to every comment, but I read all comments. And before you go, remember to hit that like button, subscribe for more mind-expanding content, and share this video with someone who could use a new perspective on life. After all, life is better when shared.